Two Point Hospital rooms. We're going to talk a little bit about the way to lay out rooms in the video game Two Point Hospital. This on the right is my main building. It has all the general practitioner offices. It has my main reception. And then we've got diagnosis, and then we're going to get into treatment. So these are diagnosis rooms that are staffed by doctors. And on the right, which is not shown, I have the diagnosis rooms that are staffed by nurses. So you want to keep them separate because you want all the doctors to stay in the same part of the hospital. Otherwise, if they switch rooms, they might have to walk too far. My doctors always stay on the west side, nurses are always on the east side. You want to put as many objects that improve diagnosis or treatment inside the rooms. And any type of hallway where you can put decorations, food, drink, benches, you want to fill everything up to its maximum. You want to make sure you have adequate air conditioning. A room like this is going to need a lot of air conditioners. Make use of the large one and the small one. Rooms should have a chair, food, water, hand sanitizer, wastebasket, and fire extinguisher. You don't want the staff to leave. So here we got the treatment rooms. You see there's a hallway that hasn't been finished yet. And over here you can see I haven't finished the decoration for one of the offices. Increase the prestige level of all of your rooms using decorations and objects. Try to use the most efficient layout. Minimize the space used for hallways because patients don't need wide walking spaces. Build similar rooms near each other because they share the same staff. Make sure you have adequate fire extinguishers inside each room and in the hallways. Some rooms get rarely used. The diagnosis rooms get used more often than the treatment rooms because people will go to diagnosis twice. Or they might go to 3 or 4 diagnosis rooms. But for treatment, in theory, they only go once. The patients will go for diagnosis. They will go for treatment. If they're not cured, they go for a secondary diagnosis. In this setup where it's centralized, they have to return all the way to the main building where the general practitioner's office is to get another diagnosis. If you put one of these offices in another location, such as where the psychiatry office is, they don't have to walk as far. They'll get less patients and it will bring in less income, but it will get them to their treatment rooms and diagnosis rooms a lot faster. The other thing you could do is make a space for reception areas in every wing of the hospital. I could have put a reception area over here. I could have made a little bit of space and done it. And the reason why is because it reduces the line for people getting into reception. And if you have the GP office right here, they'll just get right into it. There'll be a shorter line. And they can get right into the secondary diagnosis. You want to have total decorations. For example, the certificates are very useful. All the walls should be covered. Put as many carpets down as you can. Put the objects I described earlier. Put decorations on the wall. Anything that you could put something freestanding, a place to sit down. They usually don't use the places to sit down. They're not that popular. So you got your doctors here for diagnosis. You're going to have doctors here for treatment. Nurses for diagnosis going to be on the right and for treatment on the right. And then in the middle, you're going to put surgery, which uses doctors and nurses. Your marketing, training rooms, etc., are going to be the furthest away because they're not essential and sometimes they won't be used. Now, remember, your marketing people can be receptionists. Therefore, you're going to want to put a reception area near your marketing department because they can do both. Okay, so that's a little bit about laying out rooms. You'll notice that some of these rooms are bigger than they need to be. I probably could have designed this better. It's not easy to design them, but I probably could have done something a little bit different to put in a lounge or a bathroom or something like that. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, go to cheapbooks.cc, look for the video games forum, and look for Business Management Sims 2 Point Hospital.